down every now and then.
Yeah, Pirates had to deal with that with this guy a couple years ago. Our pitcher profile presented by Ford, one of the most talented starters, Bob, maybe you could say in the history of baseball. This guy's talent is unbelievable.
Yeah, the thing that is, has always jumped out since the first time I seen him pitch is not only the great stuff. He has the elite type velocity, a number of, his toolbox is huge. He can throw all kinds of stuff. But it's the way he has the knowledge of how to use that stuff and how to read the bat, what the hitters are doing at a very young age. He was very good at that. And then the main thing to put those tools to use is his command of just about everything he throws is way better than the average young pitcher. I mean, off the chart better. That's been Skenes these first 3 years.
So a huge challenge for a very productive Milwaukee lineup. Our starting lineups presented by Capital One. And Tim, here's what the Brewers lineup looks like on this Sunday.
Yeah, we got Yelich, DH leading off, Jackson Chourio in left, Bryce Terang at second base, the Platinum Glove Award winner. Jake Bauers having a career year over at first base. Gary Sanchez will be doing the catching with Contreras getting a day off. Garrett Mitchell in center, Sal Frelick in right, Joey Ortiz shortstop, and the new guy, Braden Shoemake, who just got into town, will be playing third base for the Brewers.
I mean, literally brand new.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he came on the field, took some ground balls, shook hands with Cooper Pratt, who's on the bench today, and yeah, that's kind of how you roll in the baseball world sometimes.
Got designated for assignment by the Houston Astros a couple days ago. Brewers have picked him up. Both these teams dealing with some injury issues. Happens for everybody in this sport. You get this many games deep into a season. So looking for a little depth, looking for some reinforcements. The Brewers have a guy that most of these players probably have never met until this morning in the lineup together alongside him.
He's wore that Brewer uniform for maybe an hour and a half now in his whole life, and here he is. The first guy he's going to face is going to be Skenes.
Good luck. It's a treat to get to watch this guy on the mound. Paul Skenes ready to go, and Christian Yelich, former MVP, who's having some struggles lately at the plate for Milwaukee. But Pat Murphy, the Brewers manager, sticking with him in that leadoff spot, and we are underway in Pittsburgh on this beautiful Sunday. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball for ball one. Well, Skenes the day after the first round of the draft, and a UCLA product. Rock Chalowski picked number 1 overall yesterday. Skenes 3 years ago was picked number 1 overall. Almost immediately blossomed into a huge star. Outside with the fastball. It's 2-1.
The Pirates talked about Skenes for months before they picked him. I mean, it was not really a big surprise that he was the number 1, and almost immediately was up here and in our rotation. We knew he was going to be awesome, and that's not always the case, I think, with draft picks, but a lot of confidence in that pick.
We saw all the weapons that he has. That's what Bob was talking about, Tim, right off the top, where he's got the pure velocity and the stuff, the power, hit hard, but right into the defense. Juggled out there at shortstop by Triolo, but he gets the out at first anyway.
That ball hit pretty firm, so a lot of times at shortstop you don't have a lot of time, but the ball was hit hard enough to where Triolo able to get a handle on it, make the play.
Yeah, skipped up on his palm a little bit. Saw him have a couple of miscues in the doubleheader yesterday. He's probably a little nervous.
He is very sure-handed.
Oh yeah, nobody pays attention until you make a mistake.
Yeah,
show of a bunt by Jackson Chourio, one of the Brewers' young stars. He's even younger than Skenes. He's had a pretty quiet day yesterday. Didn't start one of those doubleheader games. He was late there.
Well, I think when it comes to Paul Skenes, in talking about the draft and everything, I think everyone was just in awe of how polished he was. Most guys don't reach that point in college. Usually you have to go through the ranks of the minor leagues to get it going, and he had it from day one.
Yeah, that really is the best way to say it. when he was 21, he was pitching like he's 31. I mean, it's like they made him in a lab somewhere.
That was just nasty. And look out, if Skeens gets off to a quick, efficient start, I mean, you could be looking at a big day for the right-hander, because that's been an issue for him. Here's Terang. Caroline talked to him just before the start of the game. He's having another great year. Maybe batting average down a little bit. Power is definitely up. Great base runner, great defender. On the ground, Triolo will handle this one, and maybe another little bobble, but he gets the out at first. A 10-pitch first inning for Paul Skeens. The starting lineup presented by Capital One for the Pirates, Bob.
Well, we just saw you got Mangum leading off. Brandon Lau, who's just having a tremendous season. He's been in that second spot the whole year. Brian Reynolds, maybe our best all-round hitter. He's hitting in that number 3 spot. There's Marilyn Valdez surprising everybody. I mean, what did the last month or so he's had? He's the big power guy, especially with a left-hander out on the mound. He's really done a phenomenal job. And then O'Hearn and Nick Gonzalez. Marcelo Zuna is going to be DHing. He's having a little bit of a slow start to the first half of his season, not what you really expect. Jared Triolo, he'll play shortstop, and Henry Davis, he's catching and hitting 9th. He's been Skeens' pretty much personal catcher now for 2 years. There's Triolo.
Pirates have a bunch of their regulars who are hurt on the injury list, including their super talent young shortstop, Connor Griffin.
And Cruz is not out there. Horowitz is a normal first baseman. It's been rough, but to be honest, the offense has still been ticking along pretty good.
No matter what happens today, as Lau takes a big swing and fouls it back. No matter what happens today, the Brewers are going into, or the Pirates are going into the All-Star break above 500 for the first time in a decade.
Yeah, this has been an offensive driven club this year. Kind of a surprise. A lot of home runs.
That one hit deep to right field, hooking and foul.
Well, we saw some home runs yesterday. Valdez supplying a lot of that power. He had 2 in the first game, 1 in the second game. And I think it has a lot to do with just how aggressive they are. Look at these Pirates, and they can foul off everything. They may have set a record for the most foul balls in a major league game yesterday.
Oh,
it was every fan in attendance, Bob, got a souvenir baseball.
They were passing them out, that's for sure.
But that's what it is. They're not going down easy. They work some walks, and you mix that with some power, and suddenly you got guys on base, and your home runs aren't solo homers.
Just a massively improved offensive team, the Pirates, this year, and this guy is a big reason why. Another foul. So maybe we're going to do it again on Sunday.
There's a lot of people here today. That's going to be a lot of foul balls.
It is. It's a good crowd. Why not? Pirates are playing good. Brewers are a rival. It's a beautiful day.
Lau just 5'9", 180 pounds. He doesn't look like a home run hitter, but he's got 21 here at the break.
21 home runs. Oh! That one just missed, and we're going to get our first ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. It's Gary Sanchez, not William Contreras today. And that turns into strike 3. That was a good challenge.
Well, leave it to Gary Sanchez. The guy's been around a long time. He loves to tap that helmet, whether he's behind the plate or standing at the plate. And he wins this one right here.
I think by far the catchers are the ones that are the best at it. When a hitter challenges, or especially a pitcher, it's like flip a coin at best.
Here's the switch hitting veteran Brian Reynolds. He takes slow. Ball 1. Well, let me ask you guys, because every team's doing it differently. Here we are, a half season into this new ABS challenge system. Pirates, Brewers. Are there rules now in place? Are there some parameters, some guidelines that the managers have set, or are players on their own?
Well, I don't even think they should let the pitchers call it. I think they just take that away.
Should be a rule.
If I was pitching, yeah, if I was pitching and I had ABS, it would be gone in the first batter. Just because when you're out there on the mound and you're competing, everything looks like a strike.
A little pop up. We'll see if it's playable.
On the Pirates, there's no, in stone type rule, but they do have, let's call them strong suggestions of when to use that and when not to. You would like to not get into the 7th, 8th inning and lost all your challenges, because the game might be on the line at that point. So it's kind of like try and use your head that, if you're up there and they call strike one on you and there's 2 outs, nobody on, and it's the 3rd inning, maybe not use it right then.
Yeah,
be a little strategic about it.
Situationally, for sure. But I think what we're finding out as the season progresses, that there's guys that really enjoy it and don't mind it, and there's other guys that don't really challenge that often. And just because it has to be pretty egregious for them to go, you know what, I'm going to step in here and then tap the helmet.
Probably has something to do with their personalities.
Probably a little bit, yeah.
Reynolds used his timeout, now drives one down the right field line. Foul. So it's still 2-2. We got a peek at who's on deck. Man, with the injuries for the Pirates, that young man, Esmeralin Valdez, has just lit this town up.
Yeah, he's carried a huge load in the last month when we had all those injuries. Everybody was kind of down a little bit, especially when Griffin went out, and he's going to be out probably till September. Valdez, he's coming.
Reynolds goes down. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Gasser. Download the Sportsbook app now to play your game with the 3 Brewers hitters coming up, including their home run leader leading off here. What a story Jake Bauers is. Left-handed hitter against Paul Skeens. No score, 2nd inning. Dave Fleming, Tim Dillard, Bob Walk. Great to have you with us on this Sunday before the All-Star break. The first place Brewers, the contending Pirates. Bauers, 18 home runs, 59 batted in. Again, Skeens, who had a very quick, efficient first inning. Hard slider, misses 1-1. The pitch count has been an issue for Skeens, with all the talk about the velocity maybe being a little down. The numbers aren't quite as good over the last month and a half. I think one of the biggest things has been he hasn't been pitching as deep into games.
Yeah, that certainly is something that's kind of cropped up a little bit. Nowadays, you really don't see guys going all that deep anyway, but Skeens is somebody that could do that.
Bauers out toward the big part of the ballpark. Reynolds all the way back, just short of the track, 1 away.
But yeah, the pitch count, you don't want to see it in the 90s after 5 innings. Nowadays, they're probably going to take you out of the game, and that's happened to him a little bit of late.
First pitch strike rate right around major league average with his stuff. Maybe you would expect that to be a little higher. Pitches in the strike zone. That number definitely is different from last year. That's a pretty big difference.
Well,
yes.
I would say he just watched a doubleheader yesterday, and he saw what the Brewers were doing to his teammates on the mound and how many pitches they were throwing. So I think he knows that they're going to work the counts. They averaged seeing 20 pitches from Pirate pitchers yesterday. 20 pitches. I mean, that is a lot. So what do you do? How do you apply that to your game? You've got to throw strike one, and so far so good for Paul Skeens.
And what he can really have going for him is throwing strike one to a lot of guys means like either 1, maybe 2 different pitches. With him, it doesn't matter. He can throw strike one with anything he's got.
Yeah, that was a splitter right there for Gary Sanchez. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Now Mitchell maybe just taken all the way after 2 quick outs. It's 0-1, so that's 5 straight hitters with strike 1 from Skeens. That is a pretty good formula for him. Garrett Mitchell, big time athlete, center fielder, one of the fastest guys in the game, and here we go again. Man, Skeens is mowing them down. 10 pitches in the first, 7 pitches in the second. hometown team. First full year as big league manager. Doing a really good job. And yeah, I'd have to say he's got to be thrilled with the way Skeens has come out pitching in this one.
Yeah, this is looking like his first 2 years, and really many times this year also. But he's working that fastball. That I think the location has been upstairs. A lot of letter high fastballs, which I think is good for him. You can see he kind of throws 3/4 on. It's kind of an odd for a power guy, and there's a little bit of a sideways spin on it. So you think, well, maybe he doesn't go upstairs much. But I think it's the opposite. I think when he's at his best, he's working upstairs with that fastball.
Ahead 0-2 on Frelick, who fights that one off to stay alive.
Well, what I've seen from Skeens in this early goings is he's trying to throw almost every pitch for a strike, and he's mixing it up. We've seen first pitch splitters, we've seen first pitch fastballs, of course, we've seen first pitch sliders. I think attacking with everything he has in the zone.
It was close. Another pitch.
If you're gonna try and run his pitch count up and take a lot, well, all you're going to do is you're going to be hitting 0-1 and 0-2 a lot.
Yeah.
And you certainly don't want to face Skeens in that situation. So they have to make a decision.
An emergency swing there by Frelick. A good job.
Not sure there's anyone better in baseball without a good emergency swing. Sal Frelick, one of the best. Hard to strike out. He'll foul off everything, give you a good at bat. But you got to know Paul Skeens is ready for it.
Well, that might qualify there. If he's not at the top, Tim Dillard's emergency swing leaderboard, he's climbing near the top.
Yeah, I got it laminated and everything. It's a good leaderboard.
Mangum's pretty good at it, especially left-handed. I've seen him foul off balls that bounced. I mean, he's like, he will swing. He doesn't like to walk much.
That one out to right field. I think it's a skill to be able to stay alive, fight off a really good pitch. One away. Skeens just never gave in there, though. He kept throwing strikes to Frelick.
Well, the thing is, if you're wasting 5-6 pitches on everybody in the lineup, you're not going to be out there very long. So you attack certain guys, and then there's other guys you just know are going to have long at bats. Frelick is just one of those guys. I would say the Brewers have probably 4 or 5 guys, but chances are 1 or 2 of those guys is going to give you that really long at bat that every pitcher really dreads.
Ortiz, the shortstop, foul ball.
Firing it right in there. First pitch, swinger, go 0-1.
And that's those overall strike numbers, the first pitch strike numbers. That's 7 straight hitters Skeens has gotten ahead 0-1 against. Now it's 0-2. You watch him throw like this and you think, how is it possible? He went 9 starts until his last one where not just he didn't win a game, but the Pirates as a team didn't win a game. That seems impossible.
Well, it is highly unlikely, that's for sure. But it wasn't always all Skeens. There was times where he pitched very well. It really had nothing to do with us not winning the ball game. There were some times where we played very poorly defensive baseball behind him. Sometimes we didn't score any runs. There were times where the bullpen had a meltdown, and every now and then you're in that spot in the rotation where that happens to you.
Well, and think about Paul Skeens too, that for the first 2 years of his career he's pitching well into the ball game, if not the entire game. And so for him to be leaving early and kind of leaving it to the bullpen, leaving it to the defense and the offense, it kind of relinquishes some of that control that he's not used to.
Got him looking. Came right after him with a 97-mile-an-hour four-seam. 2 down.
That's one of the reasons you don't see a lot of big winners anymore. It's hard to win 20 games. It's getting rare. Is because it's hard to get a win if you only go 6 innings.
Yeah.
Because there's 9 outs to get. A lot can happen in those 9 outs where you get a no decision.
First at bat in his Brewers career for Braden Shoemake, who takes strike 1. Welcome to the club. Now go stand in there against Skeens. We're happy to have you. 0-2. Justin Verlander announced this week he's going to retire at the end of the year. What, 266 career wins, somewhere around there? Maybe the last of that breed, might be.
He's one of those pitchers that you remember the first time you saw him pitch, and he was something else.
A lot of similarities to the way Skeens showed up and immediately started dominating.
I remember the first time I saw
Verlander.
They said that he's only going to throw 95 miles an hour in the first inning. By the ninth, he'll be throwing 100. And I'm like, oh yeah, right. That's exactly what happened. It was amazing.
1-2. Got it. That was an unbelievable slider and another great inning for Skeens.
Fastball on the top rail and all his other stuff that's down. He's one of the best in the game, but we're not out of it yet. We find ways to get back in things and find ways to win, so hopefully that'll be the case today.
How will yesterday's doubleheader affect how you'll manage your bullpen the rest of the way?
Yeah, well, there's a big break coming, so, you know, it's all hands on deck right now, and we'll see if Gas can be a little more effective this inning, and if not, we'll have to go to our pen early.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Dave.
All right, Caroline and Pat Murphy. What a start to his big league managerial career. What a baseball journey for Murph. This is his third season. Pat Murphy's been a manager for 2 full years. He's won the manager of the year in the National League both of those years. He's batting 1,000. Brandon Lau against Gasser. 1 ball, 1 strike to the power hitting second baseman. And you heard him talk about he's going to have a quick hook for this left-hander if this inning isn't a lot better.
Yeah, Pat Murphy is one of one. He is an authentic human, and he is very straight with the players. It's his way. It's the way, the Brewers' way, the way they've played, and this is the expectations they have. And talking about the manager of the year for the National League 2 years in a row, he honestly could care less about that. He's really worried more about these guys day in and day out, making sure that they're in the best position possible to really go out there and succeed, being who they are and what kind of players they are.
You know, it really seems that he obviously knows how to manage the in-game stuff, but just talking to him a little bit today and talking to people that know him, it's the person that he is as much as anything else.
That was a swing, so Lau goes down swinging. That's a good start for Gasser here in the third.
The Pirates have been extremely aggressive here early on, swinging the bats. They're hardly taking any pitches at all. They've going into this inning before that at bat there, they've seen 30 pitches. They've swung at 20 of them. So their strategy so far is to be very aggressive and go after them. It's working.
4-run second inning. Reynolds, same game plan. Yep. Swing early.
Well, if you go back to last inning where they scored the 4 runs on the 4 hits, Robert Gasser threw 15 pitches, 13 strikes, faced 7 batters. I mean, that's right around 2 pitches to each guy. So, yeah, I mean, why throw too much in the zone? Try to make these guys chase as much as possible.
Change up there, and a pretty good take by Brian Reynolds. Veteran who's been through some lean years with the Pirates and now enjoying the benefits of a much more talented team. Reynolds into right field, goes the other way, base hit.
How many times we see that yesterday, Bob?
Oh, yeah. They'll break a ball going the other way with it. Reynolds is a professional hitter. Both sides of the plate, doesn't matter. He looks different. I mean, the way he even just stands up there is different, but the results are pretty much the same. And you know that you'll see opposition managers will flip him from side to side, and he really doesn't care.
In tight to Valdez, doing some incredible stuff. Reynolds, who's been here so long, Esmeralda and Valdez, who's brand new to the Pirates, has already hit 10 home runs as a 22-year-old rookie. Hit 3 of them yesterday. He cranks that one out towards right center, but didn't get all of that. 2 down.
Let's look at the Capital One Bank guy who suits up every day. And that's key, because Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week. What's in your wallet?
So 2 outs, runner at first, bottom 3, 4-0 Pirates with Skeen looking dominant. Brewers have their hands full today. Ryan O'Hearn, who doubled in a run, almost homered over the Clemente wall his first time up. Takes that one for a strike.
Somebody took one. And now it's 0-1.
Might not have been ready. Maybe he was engaged with the pitcher, locking eyes. What happened? I was supposed to swing. Sorry.
That has been the absolute game plan. Now bad pickoff throw. And that one's going to roll for a while. Reynolds is not stopping at second. He's digging for third. So the errant pickoff throw moves Reynolds from first to third with 2 down.
Yeah, live, it didn't look like that horrible of a throw.
And Bowers might have just missed it.
Might have just been trying to be too quick with the tag.
I think he was ready for it. I just think he lost it in the stands. Maybe it was coming out of the stands a little funny, but
could be.
You could tell that he saw it right up until it got by him, and it was only after it was by him did he actually go with his glove. Probably didn't pick it up.
0-2 with the sweeper. So I didn't see if they charged that error to the pitcher. You could at least consider giving that to Bowers. Oh man. O'Hearn's furious.
Well, he got hit twice yesterday. He's taking it personal today.
Yeah, you saw him hold up the 3 fingers 3 times. He's looking at that Brewers dugout, and they're barking back at him. I don't blame him for being upset about that.
Yeah, that one was a fastball right at him too. So it, you know, might not have been meant to hit him, but I think that was a purpose pitch fastball inside.
Well, one of them yesterday was a changeup. I believe the other one was a cutter. This one just square. And it doesn't matter if it's a fast pitch or not. It hurts. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to feel good. And when you feel like you're being targeted like that, of course you're going to lash
he got
out.
one yesterday on the right on the elbow.
Yeah, once it happens 3 times in 2 days, I don't care how even keeled you are, you're going to be unhappy.
Well, think about it, though. The Pirates pitching staff as a whole tied first in all of baseball in hit by pitches. So, you know, a lot of this happens. He has seen it firsthand.
Pirates, they do have a tendency to get involved in some of this stuff.
Not really anymore.
1-0 the count to Gonzalez. If you're thinking about whether Skeens might have something to say about it when he gets back on the mound, he hasn't allowed a base runner yet through 3 innings. Gonzalez having a big July. Two and 1. Well, nobody's warming up for the Pirates yet, or for the Brewers yet, but one hit from the Pirates third baseman here, and that might change. That one pulled foul. This was yesterday what you guys were talking about.
Yeah, that one's no big deal. Get hit on the foot. That one got his attention. Hit him in the elbow. He didn't like that.
Well, again, he stands far off the plate, and he's one of those dive hook guys. And all these pitchers sit in meetings, and they say, well, if you want to get him out, you got to pitch him in.
Pop up on the infield. And that is out number 3. So a hit batter, but no runs. The #1 overall draft pick has become an instant star for the Pirates. Their ace, one of the great pitchers in the game today, and he is in attack mode on this Sunday before the All-Star break. Another first pitch strike, but Yelich hits that one down the left field line, and that's the first hit and first base runner for the Brewers.
They're seeing all these first pitch strikes now. It's second time through the lineup. What will they do to try to counter it? And I think Yelich gives us a little look right away with that first pitch line drive on a high fastball.
Well, that's one of the things these guys look at on the iPads, and they want to know, hey, how many strikes is he throwing? Well, how about hadn't thrown that many balls? So his data is showing everything is around the zone. He is filling it up. He is getting first pitch strikes, so why not be aggressive?
Another one here with the aggressive swing from Chourio.
Any pitcher that does it gives you no choice. You can't. If you're going strike one, strike two, you're not going to have much success off that guy. You're going to have to make the decision. Hey, we want to see pitches, but we don't want to be hitting 0-1, 0-2 all day.
Chourio's immediately behind 0-2 himself. He struck out his first time up.
Hey, swinging at him doesn't mean you're going to be a different result either. He's fouled 2 off now. Or swinging and missing a foul.
We heard Pat Murphy say to Caroline, look, it's a long game. We're not out of this, down 4-0. Fouled away.
It's not how you design it, right? You put your offense together. You want to score early. You want to score often, and that's an ideal world. But when you're facing somebody, especially like Paul Skeens, you can't expect a whole lot. Even though he does give up most of his runs in the first 3 innings, if he's on, that stat goes out the window. And so then it comes down to, all right, this was the plan early on, see a lot of pitches. He has forced our hand. We got to be more aggressive. And it may change in a couple of innings. But right now, if you're going to get to Paul Skeens, you got to probably get the first or second pitch, something you can handle.
Good take by Chourio.
I think in baseball nowadays, there's a lot more planning, game planning, that sort of thing than say 20, 30 years ago. But you still have to have the ability to make those adjustments because it is a baseball game, and you can't plan out what situation you might find yourselves in. So you have to stay flexible.
Chourio's battled back here. He was down 0-2 right away. Now he's worked the count full, 3-2. And he drives that one toward the gap in right center field. That's a hit, and it's going to go to the wall. Yelich will score. Chourio into second. Back-to-back doubles here in the 4th inning. The Brewers are on the board.
What a great at bat that was.
Yeah, that's almost like a veteran at bat, right? You come out, you take a couple of big swings, and then you stop swinging, and suddenly you find yourself in a full count, and he gets a fastball away, and if he tries to pull this ball, it's going to go up in the air. It's a ground ball to third. It does nothing. But going opposite field into the gap, that does a lot. Back-to-back doubles for the Brewers.
He is so talented, that young man. Still only 22 years old. Came up when he was 20. Turang on the ground to second. Well, maybe hoping for more, but it's a productive out. He moves Chourio to third.
Yeah, it's still early enough in the ball game. You can play for 1 or 2 runs. You just chip away a little bit. You move that runner to third base. I think that maybe Chourio was thinking about that going the other way. It was like, well, if I make an out, at least I'm going to move the runner and let Turang have a shot with a 1 out and runner at third base. So now he's the guy at third.
So Bowers, that one came way inside. Makes you think a little. Makes me think a little. Home run leader.
Never know.
I'm just saying.
Well, it doesn't matter what kind of game you're having. If you feel like you got to protect your teammates, that comes out.
Off to the left, out of play. 1-1. Well, he's having this massive year. We asked Pat Murphy about Bowers in the career year. 12 had been his previous career high for home runs. He's got 18. It's not even the All-Star break. He's found a home in Milwaukee. He's always been a talented guy. Fake throw behind by Davis.
Got me looking. I was looking down. Did he just throw that in the left field?
That was a good throw not to make.
Yeah.
I don't think they really had a shot at Chourio. And you fire a ball down there, don't tell him what might happen.
Yeah.
Infield is back for the Pirates. Oh, that one came down and in.
And that was a slider. I could see that. When a fastball down and in is kind of unusual for Skeens. He likes to work it upstairs.
Well, this has been on mark for this entire series of Pirate pitchers throwing the mainly slider down and in against these lefties for the Brewers.
Another one down and in. Bowers will take his walk.
Well, I think when you're talking about Jake Bowers, that's kind of been the thing. It's about being with a team where it's the brand of opportunity. He's finally getting the chance to play every day against lefties and righties, and he has rewarded the Brewers not just with power, but making smart decisions. If it's not there for me to attack, he's saying, I will take my walks, and he's been really good at that.
I wonder if it's kind of a risky thing to do with a 3-run lead, but could that have been okay, if we walk him, we got definitely a double play candidate coming up to hit?
You're saying Gary Sanchez isn't fast?
I don't think he's the fastest on their team.
Might be part of what those two guys were talking about.
Yeah, it's almost like the way he pitched him there, like he's either going to chase something or we're going to set up a double play ball.
No, that's a great point.
Could be. I don't know. Like I said, it's risky, as you know, Sanchez could pop one out of here and tie the game also.
Well, you talked about those scouting reports. It's usually there's one guy in the lineup and you point to him and say, don't let that guy beat you in the wrong situations.
First pitch to Sanchez. A good one for strike one with the sweeper.
Call the strike and batter's down.
But the batter's challenging ABS challenge system powered by T-Mobile. Sanchez.
Oh, man.
Call confirmed. Milwaukee has no challenge remaining.
Just barely nicked it.
Stick to challenging while you're in the squat, not as a hitter. It's just the track record just shows it's so much harder as a hitter.
In defense of Sanchez, this is a pretty big at bat here.
It is
in this ball game. He would have much rather have gone 1-0.
He challenged yesterday on a walk. It was a 3-0 pitch, and again, just barely clipped, but he was already kind of walking to first, but then walked on the next pitch.
Takes that one down. 2-1.
I think sometimes it's, and I think if I'm defending it at all, when Sanchez, as much as he challenges, I think there's a little strategery involved in, you know what, I'm going to try to throw the pitcher off a little bit. Maybe he's in the groove. Maybe he's going to try something else, and all of a sudden he's got to wait 10 or 15 seconds for the ABS to come up and go through the whole thing. He picks his moments, and several times it does end up working out.
It's a big at bat in this game in the 4th inning. On the ground, softly hit. They'll get the out at second. Yes. Wow.
Now he got his ground ball to third, but it was just a chopper. So
no chance for a double play, and Lau had to stretch out like a first baseman.
If they did have that strategy, it only worked halfway.
So run scores. Chourio comes home. Sanchez safe at first, and they did just get Bowers. So it's 4-2, and now a first pitch liner caught it short by Triolo. Nice play to Rob Mitchell of a hit. 2 runs on the board for the Brewers. Home Run Derby Pick'em. You could win $100,000. Restrictions apply. See rules and enter at MLB.com/HRD-Pick'em. We got Jeff Bagwell jersey here in the house for Pirates Brewers. He could hit some home runs in his day.
Good player's a good player.
Wear it proudly.
Hall of Famer.
Marcell Ozuna for the Pirates after the Brewers get right back in this game. 2 runs against Skeens, who looked just about unhittable in the first 3 innings. So Gasser stays in against Ozuna and the Pirates. Bottom third of the order. Strike 1. Ozuna had a big hit in the 4-run second inning. Pulls that one sharply down the line toward the corner. Gone! Just over that short wall, straight down the line. It's 5-2 Pirates.
That's a big ballpark, but there are some spots where you can hit it that it'll give up a home run like that. Just a bullet line drive, but you put it in the one spot where that's going to be a home run.
Well, again, it's a ball that's down in the zone. This time a sweeper from Gasser, and that is an absolute linea out to left. Kind of feel bad for the fan. Yeah, they get a souvenir, but it comes with a bruise, probably.
They have one of the best home run trophies in baseball, the Pirates do. Uh-oh. Did the welding mask break?
They'll have to weld that back up, won't they?
That's right. We know the solution if it did.
They got somebody down there can handle that.
It fits this town, I think. Whoa, wow. That got out of here in a hurry.
Perfect.
That one into left. Triolo with a base hit. Digging for second. He'll make it there easily. After the home run, it's a double.
And that bullpen is busy.
Well, all of these hits that Gasser has given up to these Pirates, each one has been on the first 3 pitches. They know what they're doing. They're out over the plate. And even if it's an outside pitch or middle pitch, they are still trying to pull the baseball.
Yeah, both teams, but especially the Pirates, they're walking up there. They're not taking anything. They're just swinging the bats.
There's the bullpen active for Milwaukee. Chris Hook, the great Brewers pitching coach, out for a visit. Gasser may not be in this game for long. Henry Davis coming up for the second time. This was his first at bat.
Yeah, it looked like it was a slider or cutter. You know me, I don't know the difference between those two. Not sure, but one of the things that Davis has a hard time with is when he does hit balls hard, he pulls them foul a lot. That one there, he was able to keep fair.
Seeing a lot of damage. Gasser's trying to come in on these right-handed hitters, and it's not working. He squares the bunt. Oh, well, that was the formula his first at bat. He tried to bunt, it didn't work, then he hit a home run, so he's trying to duplicate that.
Well, this is more of a bunt situation now. Nobody outman is second, and he is a pretty good bunter.
He's got some speed. He's faster than most catchers that you see in the league.
He squares again and bunts it foul.
He's pretty athletic.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my ego. If it's me and I went deep the first time up, I ain't bunting.
Well, I think he's being told to bunt in that situation.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. See if they ask him to do it again. It was not his A+ bunting effort on that last one. That one bunted foul. It's 1-2.
Well, when you're the 9-hole hitter, you have a responsibility to turn the lineup over in the best situation on the base paths as possible. So even if he's not being told right here, I think he's been around enough veteran players to go, you know what, this is my role at the moment. Is he going to do it with 2 strikes? Let's see.
He pulls that one.
And another thing that plays into here is he's such a pull hitter. Hitting the ball the other way and moving the runner in that regard is not one of his strengths. So that's another reason why you would think about bunting him in a sacrifice role as opposed to letting him take a shot at hitting the ball the other way.
Lights that one off. I mean, it is amazing. He's hitting 163 for the year. He hit his 8th home run earlier in his first at bat. It was his 26th hit of the year.
And he's got 26 RBIs.
So that's making the most of your hits.
It is, yes.
Over the jumping attempt of the shortstop Ortiz, coming around third and sliding in safely Triolo.
I wonder if that was a kind of a knuckleball. That might have got lost in the white shirts in the stands too.
Yeah, he hit it well. There's no doubt about that.
I think he knuckled.
Yeah, he jumped higher than the ball was.
Yeah, and it came to his left towards the palm of his glove.
Another hit to knock in another run, and that's going to be it for Robert Gasser. Pitching change coming back right after this. Tim Dillard, he tried to come in on a lot of the Pirates hitters. It didn't really work.
Well, I think that was obviously the game plan, but after a few of them, you got to go to a different plan. The two on Ozuna were down. I think that's kind of where he was expecting some of them, and then the ball's at the top of the zone. I think he threw a lot of strikes, which is usually a good thing, but the Pirates so aggressive. Of those hits, all but one came on the first 3 pitches.
So now the left-hander Jared Koenig for the 9th time this year, with nobody out and the top of the order up. Davis, who knocked in a run over at first base. That's ball 1 to Jake Mangum.
You know, a lot of times too, you see a lot of right-handers pulling lefties. It's going to be a busy day for the third baseman, and he wasn't getting the ball on the ground very much. There was a lot of balls were lifted into the air, either line drive or in the air, you know, way up there out of the ballpark in the air. But yeah, it couldn't seem to get the ball on the ground. Another part of that puzzle.
So a second lefty out of the Milwaukee bullpen. Hey, I know Pat Murphy told Caroline that, hey, we got the All-Star break starting after the game today, so we got 4 days off. The bullpen shouldn't be a problem, but after a doubleheader day, you never want to be into the bullpen in the 4th inning. Yeah, Zarowski, who did not start today.
I think you kind of try to put a good face on a tough situation, and that might have been a little bit of it right there. Because you're right, you don't want to have to go to your pen after a doubleheader like this. And the Brewers have had a long string of games. I mean, they were probably looking forward to that. They probably liked that rain out the other night.
Yeah, well, you know, having 2 doubleheaders in 5 days it's taxing. It's taxing on the bullpen. They had some great performances, but anytime you have the All-Star break right around the corner, like Pat Murphy said, it's all hands on deck. They're gonna run everybody out there, especially if they feel like they're still in a ball game, which the Brewers, they seem to come back late, so they still feel like they're in this one.
And you see there are 3 different pitchers, including this guy Koenig, who did not pitch at all yesterday. So we figure we're going to see those 3 almost certainly. A little pop-up foul that'll make it over the net. This is a grueling stretch to finish it's past the first half, but that's what we call it before the All-Star break. And in Milwaukee, this is the 11th game for the Brewers of this road trip. That's a tough trip.
You know, also, I don't know if you see it much anymore, but in the old days, whatever starting pitcher was scheduled to pitch on Monday, he's available on Sunday if it's a close game. You know, you can throw him into the mix. You know, I think things are set up differently now, but in a situation where you use a lot of your relievers, you can look at an extra pitcher there.
Mangum takes a ball.
I've actually been in the bullpen where a starter pitches in front of me on Sunday before the All-Star break. You're like, whoa, okay.
You're also telling stories that you were the bullpen catcher at times.
Oh yeah, I warmed up a lot of guys. I used to love doing that.
It's not even your day to pitch, but you could pitch, and you could also be the guy that warms yourself up, everybody else.
Spanky would give me his number 2 glove. I'd go down and work on breaking it in for him.
Sitting next to a couple pitchers who were catchers who could do it all.
I never really caught.
Okay.
I would warm guys up occasionally.
That's ball 4. Good at bat by Mangum. Well, the biggest names in sports and entertainment tee it up at the American Century Championship in Lake Tahoe. Beautiful scene up there. Celebrity bragging rights on the line. Steph wants them. 2:30 Eastern today on NBC Peacock and NBCSN. Well, some of those guys can play, man.
Oh yeah.
Not all of them, but some of them. There's Brandon Lau. Still nobody out with 2 on. Pirates are threatening to blow this game wide open. Ball 1 to Lau. Lau must be feeling a little left out. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Pirates been smacking the ball all over the ballpark. High pop foul out of play.
Yeah, it would be nice for him going into the break to have a hit or two with some RBIs to kind of top off what a great first half he's had.
20 home runs and 20 doubles before the All-Star break. Only 3 guys, James Wood, Matt Olson, and this guy. That's good company. That one to center field, sinking fast. It's going to get down. Well, the runner at second did not read it well at all. The throw to third and safe. Shoemake, the slide kind of ran into him. He might have hurt himself, and the third base umpire Moore said it was bobbled. Otherwise, he might have been forced out.
He may have taken a helmet to his leg.
Ouch.
Well, I'm wondering if he caught it and was trying to pull the ball out to kind of show it. Great throw by Mitchell, by the way. It looked like he was trying to take it out of his glove to show it, or at least have it out.
Wow, that could have been
in case maybe he was going to try to make a throw.
Yeah,
somewhere.
maybe in case there's another base to throw it to.
Oh,
before he got wrapped up. Look at the ankle.
Yeah, that's not good.
He's lucky that wasn't a serious injury.
Well, what a bad thing that would have been on your first day with your new team to have to leave with a sprained ankle.
That hits Reynolds, and that's a run. Nowhere to put him. That got Reynolds. Koenig doesn't think so, but it's 7-2 Pirates.
Wasn't it yesterday Reynolds got hit on the toe that just barely just kind of skimmed his shoe? I think that happened again.
Just the stitching of the spike. Can't really tell anything there.
If you're going to get a hit, that's the way to have it happen.
Well, even if it's close to you, you should definitely tell the umpire, yeah, it got me.
Now Valdez. We hit a grand slam yesterday. Can he do it for a second straight day against a lefty? This has got to be a pretty good matchup for him. 7-2 already, still no outs, bottom 4. Way inside. One of his 3 home runs yesterday. That is some opposite field power.
Yeah, that's some impressive stuff when a young man can hit a ball that way, that pitch, fastball, elevated.
You can understand why he was so pumped up. The Pirates fell behind early in that game, and that swing brought them all the way back.
Yeah, Pirates winning both games in the doubleheader yesterday by 1 run. That being the big one late in the ball game off not an easy pitcher to hit off of, Aaron Ashby. What's impressive about it is I don't think he cared where he was hitting it. He was trying to hit the inside part of the baseball, which is the right thing that you do in that situation. So to be 22 years old and to have the right approach in a big moment with the game on the line is probably more impressive than actually completing and getting the grand slam.
And most of those hitters have heard stay inside the ball 1,000 times. He's not old enough to be there yet.
3-1. Swing and a miss. He was going for it.
Didn't stay inside that one.
Now he's going to use his timeout.
He's a tremendous power. He hit one here about 450, I think, earlier.
Bases loaded, no outs, 3 runs already in. And nowhere to put him. 3-2. Koenig. That's ball 4. He draws the walk. That's pretty impressive for a young guy.
22-year-old supposed to swing at that. You know, bases loaded.
Well, think about this. Jared Koenig comes to a ball game, and all he has seen from the bullpen is how aggressive this team has been.
Yeah.
So, as a bullpen guy, when you're sitting there watching, you go, okay, I need to kind of nibble a little bit, so they'll go swing at what I'm trying to get them out on. and it goes 7-pitch, 3-pitch, first pitch hit batter, and now a walk.
The ball just barely fell out of the zone.
Great take. He gets the run batted in. Now O'Hearn. There's the aggressive swing from O'Hearn. Foul ball. That was the 28th pitch of the inning between the two pitchers. No outs still, and 4 runs home. Oh, 2. Brewers just need an out.
Need that one hopper back to the pitcher here. A little home the first action to defuse the inning.
Ahead 0-2. Foul ball.
Yeah, double play, definitely trying to declutter the base paths.
And a double play that doesn't give up a run.
Yeah, but when you're talking about Ryan O'Hearn, the guy that's been hit 3 times in the last 2 days, he's probably, I'm going to see how far I can hit this ball.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, he gets a run in from third.
Not a happy guy right now.
He lines one past the pitcher into center field. Got some of that anger out. Hit it too hard to score more than one. Lau is home.
Hit it where he wanted to, though. I think he was just thinking, I'm hitting this right through him.
9-2. Koenig never gets an out. He faces 5 hitters, and he's coming out of the game.
Yeah, this is about to get away from him, if it hasn't already. Nobody out, bases loaded. They've already put 9 runs on the board.
Yeah. So a new pitcher coming in. We'll tell you about him after this.
The last one to know, the last one to show, I was the last one you thought you'd see.
Fans want to watch this team. Man, the Pirates offense is fun. Unless you're pitching against him. First pitch to Gonzalez is a strike from the new Brewers right-hander Grant Anderson. Third pitcher of the game, third pitcher of the inning. There's still no outs. Jared Koenig faced 5 hitters and didn't get anybody out. Responsible for the bases loaded. Anderson trying to at least just calm things down. That one, though, into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. And then it was briefly bobbled by Frelick. 2 runs will score. Into second, Gonzalez. 11-2. Still no outs in the inning.
Gonzalez is one of those hitters you love to see up in that situation because I mean, everybody has been aggressive today, but that's his nature. With runners on base, he doesn't take anything. He's swinging the bat.
Well, I think one thing, you got 10 hits on the board for the Pirates, and I believe only 1 has been on the ground. It was the double by Valdez down the left field line.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 9 hits that were going into the outfield and beyond. You can definitely see the approach of this Pirates offense. They are, if it's down, we're going to golf it. If it's up in the zone, we're going to stay level on it and go opposite field. This offense is showing why it's been one of the best in baseball all season long now.
I mean, this is rare. Ozuna is hitting for the 2nd time in the inning, and there are no outs. 2-0 to Marcell Ozuna. He started the whole thing off with a home run. And the Pirates, they have a chance for an all-time inning here. Anderson generally has been solid. 38th appearance of the year. Big swing by Ozuna.
He got a little greedy there. 2-0 count.
Come on.
Seven runs already in with no outs. A couple more hits and we're going to be scrambling for the record books.
You're going to have to do something about your scorecard here.
The scorecard gets really messy really fast.
Well, this is the point in the game when you bring in the sidearm righty, Grant Anderson, Gonzalez righty, Ozuna, Triolo, Davis. This is the point, though, where it's like you got to get a ball in the ground. And for the most part today, Brewers pitchers have not gotten the Pirates to hit anything on the ground.
Full count, 3-2. Infield is in for Milwaukee. Ozuna hits pop up behind home plate, but that one's back into the seats. Now, do you guys really not keep score?
Yeah, this is like hieroglyphics right here.
I do it on the iPad. I don't know if you can even see that. You have to start to go over to the next inning.
Bob doesn't even have a pen.
See, now I'm it's kind of like being back in high school.
Well, I'm showing you my whiteboard here.
Yeah, well, now this is what if you're a play-by-play guy, you got everything right there. So usually, if I'm curious about something, I'll kind of look over like that. Now, normally here at home, which is what I only work at, there's a running score thing on this monitor right here.
I see.
Oh, yeah.
But today it's a little different.
You have people who do that for you?
It comes from the scoreboard. I don't know, in the scoreboard room, it's a feed, and it's got a scorecard, and it's automatic. It's all digital. I don't know how it gets up there, but it gets up there.
It's like a cheat sheet, but cheat screen.
And it's even better than because it keeps track of how many sliders somebody is throwing, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Ozuna is fighting off all these pitches foul.
I used to have the pen with all the different colors.
Yeah.
So I would like the different colors for different things on there.
That's the beauty of the iPad. You just hit a little button and it changes color.
I used to have the pen with it. You saw the big fat ones with the different buttons on top. I was one of those guys.
Strike 3 called. Finally, the first out here in the bottom of the 4th.
That whole at bat, we were able to talk about how each of us keeps score. Dave also has his grocery list on the iPad there. So finally an out in this inning. Grant Anderson challenging at every turn to Ozuna and wins it.
43rd pitch of the inning. Finally the first out. Is that amazing or what? Now Triolo, who doubled after the Ozuna home run. Seems like a different game, but it was this inning.
Yeah, the top of the second, it looked like, okay, here comes the Brewers.
This Pirates offense, it is remarkable. Were the Pirates last in baseball in runs scored last year? They were close to the bottom.
We were in and out of that bottom spot quite a bit. I don't know exactly where we ended up.
Coming into today, 3rd in runs per game. That one.
This is, if not it's one of the best offenses I've been around, and we're talking since 1980. The ones I've played on, the ones I've watched here, the comebacks that they've had.
Meanwhile, the big boys pacing
runs
around. I mean, you're never going to apologize if your offense just keeps scoring runs, but Skeens is getting a little antsy. Oh, what did we say?
Yeah, at one point you say, okay, guys, that's good. Let it go.
Yeah, you've been there before, Bob.
Okay, well.
What's this, a 28-minute half inning already, and there's only one out?
He's taking his glove for a walk because everybody's just been up on the rail and on the base paths.
That one past the drawn-in infield, another hit for the Pirates. And that will score 2 more. The throw's going to be cut off. Triolo, his second hit of the inning. It's 13-2. It's a 9-run inning with still only 1 out.
Well, you finally get your ground ball, but defense.
But the infield's in.
Yeah, creates holes. That's the way this ball is able to sneak through and get in the left.
Hey, we get the infield back. That's a ground ball to short. But it's what you have to do. You got to, the score dictates these things. You see the cone. Very appropriate that the cone has become such a symbol around here for this club, because you look at the names and stuff. It's a hard-working team. They just come out and they work hard, and it's paid off. And the yellow construction cone has become a symbol of this club now. I mean, they're all over the place every night. See him everywhere.
Well, it's a lot easier to find one of those than a welder's helmet.
Oh yeah,
If you're
well, I
gonna play along with the players.
This
it's
is
a little
Pittsburgh. You
easier
can
to do.
find one on any street anywhere around here. They're all over.
Passing them out, right?
Yeah.
It's a giveaway. They're giving away the welder's mask.
All right, time now for Big Move presented by Pods. They are making a move in this inning, aren't they? Wow.
Yeah, they have come out and basically put this one away, even though it's still extremely early. But you know, 13-2. Wow.
So now the, let's see, 10, 11, 12th hitter of the inning. Henry Davis, who had an RBI hit earlier in the inning. He takes ball one after the meeting with the pitching coach.
Well, I think what we're witnessing is a team that coming into today, one of 3 teams that has scored 500 runs this year. And it's legitimate. They are showing what they're capable of in an entire roster, and doing this with 3 or 4 of their everyday players on the shelf speaks a lot about the way they constructed this team.
Davis went after one way outside. How about this one? The last time that 9 straight Pirates reached base to start an inning was June 27th, 1986. Almost exactly 40 years ago against the Expos. Bob, you were on that Pirates team.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but I do remember that team. The game that I remember was we had a game where we scored 10 runs in the top of the first. Took a 10-0 lead in the first inning. We ended up losing that game.
That's not good.
No.
I
got a no decision that day. I always tell everybody I knocked in 2 of those 10 runs.
It's been.
But it didn't last long, and we ended up losing.
It's been more than a half hour since Paul Skeens threw a pitch in this game. I mean, he's
pacing like a caged animal.
And meanwhile, just one foul ball after another. We've blown past, haven't we? 50 pitches in the inning, blown past it. There's one out.
Well, I think something to keep in mind too with Paul Skeens, if he runs out there and they're measuring everything, right? They're measuring the spin rate, they're measuring the velocity. If something doesn't look right, they're going to have to get him out of there.
See if they can turn 2. There's one. Throw to first. Got him double play. It was close. The Pirates are asking for a minute. This is sort of piling on. And they're going to challenge.
Yeah, I think this was one of those. In the old days, that's a 13-2 call.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got him. But now with the replay and all that, you can't speed up the game anymore.
Well, that one's going to be overturned. I think you're exactly right.
Yeah, clearly foot on the base before the ball gets into the glove of Bowers.
Pirates fans know that their big inning is not over yet. Yeah, that's an easy overturn.
Well,
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is safe. The Pittsburgh will return the count.
By the way, I have to say, look, it's the era of replay. You don't blame anybody. You got to challenge it. It's your players. Get another at bat, whatever. But I don't blame Mike Esterbrook for saying out.
No, I mean, like I said, if this was a couple decades ago, it would be expected that he made that out call.
I think he was hoping. I think he's like, this guy's out, and he's not even halfway down the line yet. And they can challenge and put it in their court, whether they want the inning to be over or not.
And this is a all-star break getaway game too. Throw that in those games were played differently years ago.
Yeah. Well, we might have had the same kind of game plan here today. Everybody was swinging early, but
yeah, and then that would be the all-star getaway game on the Sunday. You would see a lot of aggressive swings.
I mean, Bob, if you were a starter and an inning went on like this, would you be doing what Skeens is doing, pacing up and down?
I don't know if I'd be pacing, but I mean, I would be really antsy.
Yeah. One thing that would be different would be you would probably have had an at bat or maybe even 2, right?
Yeah, by now you might have hit twice, which means the inning would not be going on this long.
That's definitely true. Mangum out towards left center field. That's another hit for the Pirates. And it gets by Mitchell. Davis around third. He'll score. Mangum, helmet flying off, dives into third. A 10-run inning. It's 14-2 Pirates.
Yeah, that's the kind of player Mangum is. It's 14-2. And coming around, the helmet's off. He's coming around second. There's no throw to third, but he's going in head first. He's got a little bit of a football mentality the way he plays out here. Fun to watch, that's for sure.
And it's been such a long inning for the defense. I find it hard to blame the defense for getting a little stale out there. There's a slider low.
Well, trying to do a little extra, trying to maybe hold a guy to possibly a single.
You pointed this out. Another ball in the air.
Yeah, on an 0-2 pitch. There's been several 0-2 base hits for the Pirates today. But back to the point with Paul Skeens. With the doubleheader yesterday, Pirates were scrounging around a little bit. Guys were having to go multiple innings. There was a lot of pitches. If they go back out and they're saying, you know what, we got to get him out, we got to get somebody in, do they have enough bullpen to cover the rest of this game?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I was thinking also it's 14-2. If he throws 5 innings, do you give him the rest of the game off?
Yeah, that's what I'm alluding to.
Out towards deep right center, but Frelick has room, and after all that, it's out number 3. See, the inning's over. 14 hitters, 61 pitches, and 10 Pirates runs. After 40 minutes since he last threw a pitch, a 10-run bottom of the 4th for his Pirates. They sent 14 to the plate. They had 8 hits. They only had 1 home run. They scored 10 runs, a couple of walks, a hit batter, 114, and now here we are. Flip the clock to 155. 42 minutes between pitches for Skeens.
He threw his first warm-up pitch. There were still 4 Brewers in fair territory. I mean, he was so fast to get out there. And Tim, I think you made the comment that he's trying to get a few extra throws than maybe he normally would, which is a smart thing.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, they were like, you got 6 throws, or you got 8 throws. Now with the time clock in between, it's as many as you can get in. And props for him to sprint out of the dugout and even throw a couple of pitches not even on the rubber yet, just to kind of see where you're at and assess.
Hey, you remind me of a reliever getting, and now look what he's 3-0.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. Like he's like, here we go.
He's hardly thrown 2 balls in a row today.
He was just raring to get back out there. There's a strike, so 3-1 to Frelick. He also was looking down at the mound, the landing spot on the mound. There were, what, 60, what do we say, 61 pitches thrown since he last threw one. The mound might have been damaged a little bit.
Yeah, he can be pretty particular about the mound.
3-2. That throw from Frelick.
If you ever watch him before his first pitch, when he first gets out there, he's very meticulous in digging his hole over on that right side of the rubber, the first base side. I mean, it's almost like he kicks at it like 5 times this way and 5 times that way. Everything is always the same. That's the way he does a lot of stuff. I mean, his pregame routine is pretty extensive, and he always does it the same way.
He's not out on the mound moving the dirt with his hand, is he? And trying to build.
Well, no, he doesn't go that far.
Yeah, his routine to get ready for a start has sparked a lot across baseball, professionally and at the amateur level. But the spot that he keeps landing in, I believe, is where Jared Koenig, the lefty, who pitches off the third base side of the rubber but kind of throws across his body.
He got him. Well, it took him a few pitches to get warmed up again, but he gets his 4th strikeout.
Came with the, I guess that was a sweeper. Looked like it came out around the baseball as he was releasing it.
1 out and a foul ball off the bat of Ortiz. Time for the FanDuel live same game parlay. Second plate appearance for Joey Ortiz. Number of pitches, the end result. And now what? Davis is walking out towards the mound. Gives you more time to think about what you think is going to happen with Ortiz. There's no trainer coming out.
No, that's just kind of unusual.
I doubt he wants to give him a breather. He just had 40 minutes of breathing exercises in the dugout.
He's tired.
But it was an 8-pitch at bat to Frelick, and maybe they're trying to get on the same page about something.
You know, it's hard to tell nowadays with the radio communication between the two of them, but you know, maybe they just couldn't get together on a pitch or something, and Davis goes, well, what is it do you want? You know, something like that.
Yeah, that was strange. Breaking ball outside. Caroline's got more on the relationship between these two guys, Skeens and Davis.
Well, Henry Davis told me yesterday what makes Paul great is his willingness to always make adjustments and get better. When I asked Henry if he's part of that process, he kind of laughed and said, I'm supplemental to it, and that Paul has a good circle to help him with those adjustments. But Henry also told me he's never encountered another pitcher like Skeens. Between his unique delivery, the depth of his repertoire, controlling the running game, he said he's just so thorough in every aspect, Dave.
Henry Davis will be telling his grandkids, you know who I caught every time? 2-2.
You know, that's, they said controlling the running game. That's something we hardly ever talk about. He's got one of the best pickoff moves on the team. You throw that into the mix.
Yeah. I love that. You can have all the talent in the world. This is truly like an historically talented guy. Big chopper charging in, and Gonzalez kind of do or die, just couldn't make the play. Ortiz will have an infield hit.
Yeah, he was breaking in as quickly as possible, because if he could catch this before it bounced, that's the only way he has a play. And unable to come up with it.
Hey, even if he catches it, it's still, maybe he's going to get him out, maybe not. Tough play.
No, these guys that are quick, when they're sniffing that base hit, they move down that line pretty good.
Amazing how it motivates you to get there a little quicker.
Yeah, you chop a ball like that, you'll run your best time down there.
Yeah. Well, first you got to get over the disappointment. You're like, oh man, because sometimes you hit those balls well and it goes right into the ground, exactly what the pitcher wants.
Backdoor slider.
They used to call that the Baltimore chop, didn't they, back in the olden days?
That's the old days. Sometimes teams who do a lot of that these days, you hear ground attack. Well, we broke out the ground attack today. And look, the Brewers could do that with the best of Brewers. I mean, they hit with extra base power, a lot of line drive kind of swings, but they put the ball in play, use their athleticism, put pressure on defenses. Right into the mitt, 96 miles an hour, strike 3.
It's not always about velocity with Skeens. It's he's a location guy. He knows where he can throw that ball where it doesn't have to be 100, but it's still very difficult to catch up to.
Yeah, up and in, that's tough. But I think Shoemake, after that swing, he was favoring that ankle after he got taken out at third. Or at least appeared that way.
He can't be feeling great.
Oh, I agree. If he'd been on the team all year, and he might say, "Hey, ankle's killing me. I want to get some ice on it. Can you get me out of there?"
He's been here 4 hours.
He's not going to say that today, though.
Exactly.
He's doing the Skeens. He's pacing around trying to test it out. He was definitely not 100%.
Well, think about it. You get your ankle rolled over third base, and then you're standing on it at third base for another half hour, and you haven't got any chance to kind of feel it out, like in the dugout, see where you're at. But you could tell on that swing something was off.
Yelich, 2-1. Yelich got the first hit, first base runner in the top of the 4th inning.
Hit a liner down in the left field corner, got the ball rolling for him.
At that point, the Brewers, I mean, they were down 4-0. They got 2 against Skeens, and were feeling like they were right back in the game. Close pitch, called a ball, 3-1. This will be the 75th pitch for Skeens, and it's definitely the case that his sharpness is.
Yeah, he's got a couple of 3-ball counts to sitting on. He hasn't done that yet.
Not quite the same after, I mean, literally 42 minutes between pitches thrown. That's about as long as I could ever remember. You had a replay review. You had 2 different pitching changes. You had a 10-run inning with 14 batters. Ortiz is going to go, and that is a ball, a challenge from Davis here. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Real close, and caught the corner. He ends up striking out the side on the challenge with a big smile on his face. Mound. Yelich thinking, you got to be kidding me, man. So we go to the bottom of the 5th on the final day before the All-Star break for these 2 teams. Brewers were hoping for their 60th win before the All-Star break. That's never happened in Brewers franchise history. Craig Yoho, his first pitch. And it's a sinker for a strike to Reynolds. For a ball. So the 4th pitcher of the game already for Milwaukee. Against Reynolds, Valdez, and O'Hearn. It's 1-1. Well, we kind of saw it coming, didn't we? Shoemake is out of this game at 3rd, by the way. Andrew Vaughn has taken over there.
And I'm sure he didn't say anything either.
Yeah.
They saw what Tim saw.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it now. You look at all these coaching staffs and trainers and things like that, and really what it boils down to is eyes. There's eyes on everybody, every single play, all the time. So you got to know something happened on that swing, and someone saw it, someone spoke up. And then you got to have the talk, hey, don't be a hero in a 14-2 game. Pump the brakes. We're happy you're here. Let's get it looked at. And it gives some opportunity for Andrew Vaughn to get some reps at 3rd base. He has gotten just a few. Usually a first base or DH role.
3-2, and that gets Reynolds.
And a foot again.
Another one. That's the 2nd time in a row he's been hit on the foot.
3rd time in 2 days. Well, that one didn't get him on the foot.
Ouch. Right in.
Wow, his reaction made me think, oh, they just barely nicked him on the foot again. That hit him square in the knee. He didn't do anything.
He's got the hardest kneecap in
my
the world.
Goodness gracious.
And that had to hurt.
So a base runner with Valdez up.
It's like it hit a statue or something. It just bounced off.
Not even a flinch. Man. Tough Guy of the Day award goes to Brian Reynolds. Maybe 2nd place to Shoemake. Valdez fouls one off. Caroline's downstairs. Caroline's got a pretty cool story here at the ballpark in Pittsburgh.
Well, guys, I'm here with Sarah Johnson, who's the longest tenured ball girl in the Pirates organization and one of the NL nominees for the All-Star Game. Sarah, what have the last few weeks been like for you?
It's been an amazing experience. I would have never dreamed this opportunity, and to even be a part of the ballot was something that I truly could never dream of.
Well, this is your 6th season with the Pirates, but you told me you have to try out every year. Do you mind telling us a little bit what those tryouts are like?
Yeah, so this is my 6th season. Every year is a little different, but for the most part, in the winter, we'll go down and go to an indoor facility and they'll hit us balls and we'll be a big group. We scrimmage sometimes, and it's honestly doesn't even feel like a tryout. It's just a fun experience in general.
What does a normal day at the park look like for you?
Every day is a little bit different, I'd say. Really, for the most part, Sundays are one of our fan-facing days. We tend to start super early, do Federal Street, interact with kids, and then get to come on the field for the game. And most days prior, we'll get there an hour before game time, really.
Well, guys, in addition to all of this, Sarah's also a full-time nurse here in Pittsburgh. How do you balance those 2 jobs, Sarah?
I love both jobs, obviously. Doing 12-hour shifts are very helpful because I can get my 3 days in and then just come back and enjoy the ballpark when I'm able. Sometimes I do have to do my, every once in a while, overnight shift and then come right to the ballpark. It's only happened a few times a year ever since I've started, but it's something that I've had to do a couple times.
Well, if we thought yesterday's doubleheader was a long day, a night shift into a game is certainly a long day. Sarah, thanks so much for the time, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
No kidding, Caroline, and thanks to Sarah. That's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, that is. I thought it was a long day yesterday, but not 24 hours.
Time to reassess. There's a ball. O'Hearn taken all the way. Was the walk. O'Hearn's getting even crankier.
Yeah, it was a fastball up and in, and didn't offer at any of the rest of the pitches.
Yeah, this was the one before that went to the backstop.
Yeah, that one got his attention. I think he even said something maybe to the umpire.
Threw his hand up like, hey, you going to say something?
Yeah, you going to say anything to him?
Not cool.
And
Sarah? Cool.
Just
who knew, by the way, Bob? Did you know that they had tryout? You have to try out?
Oh yeah, it very competitive here. It's been since we moved into this ballpark, really, and they do a great job. I mean, they catch everything.
Now let me tell you, I go around all of baseball. Most ballparks are not making these folks try out.
Here, it's a big deal. You got to be able to do the job to go down and sit on that stool. It's similar to Frisco.
Yeah, the ball dudes and dudettes in San Francisco maybe don't have quite as rigorous of a
the effort's there
process.
though. The effort's
a
there.
lot of effort. Big effort.
They take that job very seriously.
A lot of falls though.
Don't they give a bio of everybody?
Yes.
Left field line, right field line. I always enjoy that. Rolling into San Francisco.
Yeah, that's one of the things you look for when you get the note page. You got to check out the ball dudes.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's a winemaker from Napa who's here to be the ball dude today. Not Sarah.
They're diving for stuff, and they take it serious. Got a good blooper tape there of the ball dudes, I'm sure.
Oh, big time.
Sometimes you know more about the ball dudes in San Francisco than maybe the guy that just got called up from a team. Like, who is this guy?
Well, maybe not everybody here has a story as cool as Sarah's, but I'm thinking maybe we got to get some ball dude bios in this ballpark too.
Well, yeah, especially in this case. I mean, that's something that everybody should know about.
And it was part of the reason why Caroline went down there to talk to Sarah was she was the nominee. Every team had a nominee in that job, and there was an actual voting process to send a couple or a handful to the All-Star game. There's strike 3 swinging. Gonzalez goes down.
Well, this is the big pitch from Craig Yoho, the changeup. He's thrown it now a couple of times against the righties, a couple of strikeouts in the inning. Pitched 2 innings yesterday, 25 pitches. So that's kind of where the Brewers are when you're talking about the bullpen.
On the ground, and he'll take a 1-pitch out. The force at second. Ozuna's gone, and that was a good inning on the mound for the Brewers. Monday Night Basketball on NBC and Peacock. We're here for beautiful PNC Park in Pittsburgh, that downtown skyline just across the Allegheny River. Every day for a Pirates fan is a good day when Paul Skeens is on the mound. And then on top of it, your offense has put 14 on the board. It's like the Steelers came over a few blocks. Skeens misses with that one.
Yeah, the offense has been awesome, but with Skeens on there, you don't really need a lot of offense. And he, of course, is on today. You see that that last pitch to end the inning, just nicking the strike zone.
There's a good one there. A fastball, 2-1.
Well, after sitting in the dugout for 40 minutes and Paul Skeens goes back out, he did throw 23 pitches in the inning, but he pitched around a single, infield single, and had 3 punch-outs. I mean, it's tough to overcome when you're in the dugout for a while, and you're probably like, what do I have out in the mound? Well, he punches out the side. Let's tell him what he's won. He's won another inning.
Shaking his head a little bit. Pirates did get the bullpen going.
And this is probably his last inning, regardless of what happens. So at 80 pitches, 81 now, I think.
Matson, the guy who was throwing, now he's just kind of staying loose. Churio might have helped him out. A high sweeper for strike 3.
Kind of a backup sweeper, if there is such a thing.
If you can patent that pitch, you're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Usually, almost always by accident. Does just enough, and you play it off like you meant to do it, right?
Yeah.
You can see how much Davis moves his glove. Not the location that he wanted, but it's enough to fool Churio.
I think he's coming out of the game. His manager's out there.
Yeah, I don't know any other reason why Donnie would have gone out other than to say that's enough. We got this one.
Now winning a start, but he's going to win his 2nd in a row today, and his stuff, I thought, guys, was really good.
Yeah, especially his command early on. And I mean, he was firing strike 1 after strike 1 after strike 1. And really, I think, set the tone early with the control of, as always, everything he throws.
Retired the first 9 hitters of the game. Let his offense get the Pirates out to a lead. And it's hard to blame Don Kelly and the Pirates for just getting him out of there with the score 14-2. So Isaac Matson, who did have to throw a good bit yesterday, comes in today.
And that might be why they let Skeens get it out. Maybe with all that Matson had to do yesterday, they just want to put him in a position where he just gets 2 outs and use somebody else next inning. Matson, a real fastball heavy guy. Not a super hard thrower, but he uses his fastball well more than any other pitch.
Well, he got it by Turang, who's a good fastball hitter, 1-2. Skeens against the Brewers, and right now the Brewers, they're the top dog in this division. They've won 3 straight NL Centrals. So Skeens getting it done against the team that's become the powerhouse on April 24th and again today. Those are 2 really good starts.
Yeah, if you're going to make a move in this division, you know the target. It's the Brewers. They're the big dogs. I mean, for years it seemed like it was always a battle back and forth between the Cardinals and the Cubs occasionally, but man, the Brewers, they've made a statement now.
3 straight division titles. They've won 4 of the last 5. They're in position to win a 4th straight.
They've maybe it's not a coincidence. They've become more of a pitching and defense team than they were, say, a decade ago when it was all about home runs.
And they have a lot of homegrown guys as well. And they go find these guys for position players. They throw right and bat left. They got those sprinkled everywhere, and even some in the dugout. And then you start putting together a good pitching staff. You turn them over to Chris Hook and Jim Henderson on the pitching coach side, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, they got all of these starters. And then you look at the bullpen, and they have almost the exact same bullpen as they had from last season. And then it's all starting to click.
That's ball 4. That's the absolute last thing that the Pirates want.
Want more MLB stats? Just ask Siri. What pitcher has recorded the most strikeouts in MLB history?
I think we know the answer to that one. There's some tough.
Tim, you go with it.
There's some tough baseball trivia. That one probably wouldn't be real high on that list.
I'm going to go with Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, it's a good guess.
We got to give the people time to ask the question, though, right?
Yeah, you just ruined it for everyone.
I'm sorry. I got excited.
I think every baseball fan knows that. Bowers.
Saw a Nolan Ryan thing a couple days ago that I thought was kind of interesting, and I can make it into a little bit of a trivia question.
Okay.
It was 1974, I believe, in June. Nolan Ryan threw 13 1/3 pitches in Boston, or it might have been in Anaheim. I don't know, but it was against Boston. He threw 232 pitches. 232 pitches. He walked 10 and struck out 19.
Truly sounds like a different sport.
Who was the opposition starter that day?
Okay, so there's the trivia component. Bob's coming up with new segments.
And the reason it's odd is he was in the game longer than Nolan was. He threw 15 innings.
And this is 1986, and it's Red
74.
Sox. Oh,
74. Yeah, I don't remember that one off the top of my head.
74. I was a senior in high school.
How about Louis Tion?
Bingo. Yeah. When I read that, that's amazing. Tion threw 15 innings.
Wow. Fly ball to left.
15 innings and took the loss. 232 pitches for Ryan. Crazy.
If I could go back in time, there are a lot of games I'd love to go back in time to see, but one of the ones I would love to go back and see is Milwaukee against the Giants at Candlestick. 16 innings. Marichal and Spahn both went the distance.
Yeah.
2 Hall of Famers. And I think the final score was 1-0, and Willie McCovey hit the home run to win it. No, Willie Mays. Willie McCovey had hit a home run that he thought was a home run that was a foul ball. Willie Mays is the guy who actually got credit for the home run to win.
Spahn's not going to give up a home run to a lefty.
Yeah, no way. That is amazing about Nolan Ryan and Louis Tion.
Spahn insane and pray for rain.
Yeah, it's
Back
pretty
in
good.
those days.
Pretty good 1-2 punch, those two.
Yeah.
Oh! Challenge coming.
Calls the ball to catch challenging.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile, and low.
Calls confirmed. Pittsburgh has 1 challenge remaining.
Alfonso Marquez got that one right. 2 down here in the 6th. Both teams have 1 challenge remaining. Sanchez up the middle, base hit. He got tied up, but he's so strong. He hit it hard enough to get it into center field.
I'm out.
Yeah, kind of jammed him a little bit, but when you're that strong, and really for Sanchez, his whole approach is up the middle, gap to gap, unless he gets a lefty and then he tries to pull everything. But that one probably off the label a little bit and able to shoot it into center field.
And the way it sounded, it seemed to me that's just going to be a dribbler, but had plenty on it to get it out of there.
Yeah, had a little giddy up once it got to the shortstop dirt area.
Mitchell takes a strike.
That's one of those of watching the replay, that slow motion. It looks like it's going to really jam him, but he kind of got his hands in a little bit, and the ball hit way further out on the bat than I thought it was going to.
Mitchell now down 0-2.
Veteran hitters, they know all the tricks.
Two on, 2 out here in the 6th inning. Matson, after working pretty hard yesterday, would like to finish this off right here, right now. 3 called. And Mitchell's not going to challenge. Midway through 6, still 14-2. Get that QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Both these teams have good team gear. Bryce Wilson wearing the Brewers uniform these days, just for the 5th appearance with Milwaukee this year.
You see Bryce's numbers. Spent a little bit of time as a Pirate.
Had a good inning yesterday in game 1 through just 8 pitches to get through that 8th inning.
Yeah, he can be one of those multiple inning guys.
Yeah. Well, when the Brewers brought him back in, and one of the big things from Pat Murphy was he was very well liked, dependable. He'll give you length, familiar, experience, and knows what to expect. Sometimes when you're trying to make moves and you need some innings being thrown, you don't want to just go and rely on somebody that's you're unfamiliar with.
1-2 ahead of Triolo. He's had a nice game, couple of hits. Triolo stays alive. All right, now this is the day for the tarp. If you're going to go tarps off, it's 85 degrees, it's sunny, it's Sunday. Your team scored 14 runs. Base hit right field. 3rd hit for Triolo.
Well, Bryce Wilson throws 3 different kinds of fastballs, so I think Pirate hitters aware of that. Probably looking for something firm. This fastball up and away, and Triolo shooting it to right. It's dangerous when Pittsburgh gets a runner on to lead off an inning.
Big swing by Davis. He's had quite a day, Henry Davis.
Yeah.
Home run, just got it past Churio. Then after a long battle against Gasser, the starter's still there. Big base hit. That was a hit that in a lot of ways really fueled the huge inning.
He had that hard slide in a 3rd too, wasn't it?
He did. A 10-run 4th for the Pirates.
And Davis plays very hard all the time. I mean, it's 14-2. He hits a ground ball here. He might get his best time of the day going to first in a game like this. It's just the way it is. The motor is always running.
You got to be careful with the guys with no batting gloves.
Yeah.
Because it's usually there's 1 or 2 reasons why they have no batting gloves. Either they never hit, so it doesn't matter if they wear batting gloves, or they hit all the time and they have man hands, and they're like, I don't need no stinking batting gloves. Either way, they like to swing the bat.
Off the outside. It was one of my favorite things as a kid when a guy would come up to the plate with no batting gloves, grab a clump of dirt. That was his way of getting a little grip. Oh!
Now that grip comes in a spray can now.
Before you had to get the dirt and then you had to spit into it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of work up that little
tackiness.
Yeah. Or you can do like Big Poppy, just spit on your batting gloves.
Got it. High fastball for out number 1. Dave Fleming alongside Tim Dillard, who does a lot of broadcasts for the Brewers. Reliever with Milwaukee, Bob Walk, who spent 32 years in the booth for the Pirates, was an all-star wearing that Pirates uniform back in 1988. World Series champion in 1980, Philadelphia. That's where everybody's headed for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And Bobby, a ground ball to second, that could be 2. And it is 2. I might ask you about your All-Star experience when we come back for the 7th inning. Yeah, that was your only All-Star.
Yeah, and I talked to Carney years and years later. Ran into him somewhere and found out that was his only appearance also.
Wow.
So that was kind of fitting.
And Carney Lansford was a great hitter. I mean, it has to be. Look, there's so many players like Paul Skeens, who started this game for the Pirates, like Bryce Harper, who's going to be the hometown star for the Phillies, who've been there over and over and over again. But for all the players who are going for the first time, it has to be a really cool feeling of anticipation.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of a neat thing, and I realize that, most of the fans, they want to see the big names, but there always has to be a few places for the one-timers that are having a great first half. That's kind of a cool thing too. I think you gotta find a balance.
I agree with you. I mean, the game really is supposed to showcase the big names and the stars, and that it does do that, but there is room for.
And I was a replacement guy. I found out Sunday morning that I was going.
Wow. No time to get nervous.
And I was starting that day too. So that was kind of like, okay, now I got to go out and pitch.
Antoine Kelly, the new pitcher. So you started on the Sunday. The morning you found out that morning you were going to go be an all-star for the first time. Then you went out and started the game. How long did you pitch in that game?
8 innings.
8 innings start.
And then pitch Tuesday.
But,
I mean, you think I was going to say no if they asked me to go pitch in the all-star game? It's that was no big deal at all. I never gave it a second thought.
Was the adrenaline pumping when you took the field there?
Oh yeah, I felt like I was a young rookie again. A couple of stories that I've taken from the whole situation. The Sunday game, I was going up against Hershiser, who was the big star of the game, one of the elite pitchers of the game, and I had been told by our traveling secretary after the game, you guys will be going to the airport in a limo and you'll be flying into Cincinnati, and I did not want to be the losing pitcher that day. So I put a lot of pressure on myself. I had to win that game, and luckily I did. So I didn't have to have that experience. And then I found out what a great guy Hershiser is. It would have been no problem at all. But I'd never talked to him. He's just a big star, So that was kind of a cool thing.
That was the year of Oral Hershiser.
Oh yeah, that was his big moment. His soup was huge in the postseason. I mean, he was a great pitcher.
He carried the Dodgers to a world championship.
And then the other thing was
Freelick out to right.
Andre Dawson was always a very intimidating guy. If you remember when he'd be at the plate, he'd have that scowl look on his face, and it's like it was almost kind of scary to pitch to. And intimidation was part of his game. Well, I think it was the day before the game. I walked back into where the laundry room there, the clubhouse in Cincinnati, to kind of get away from everybody. It was a lot, and so I'm like, I'm going to go just kind of relax a little by myself. I know where that laundry room is. I walk back into that laundry room, and there's Dawson back in there. He's like eating a sandwich sitting on a dryer or something. And he also was just kind of trying to get away from everybody. And we started talking. We were in there like 15 minutes together, just chatting away. And I find out this might be one of the nicest men I've ever talked to in my life. And then the next time I had to face him in Chicago, he gets into that box, gives me the stare, and I like smile. I go, no, not anymore. Your intimidation is over. I know you're a teddy bear. It made a difference in the way I would pitch to him after that. And I always, that's one of the things I always remember. And I tell some of the other pitchers, not much anymore, but I used to say, hey, don't let those other hitters really know who you are.
On the ground to short. Learn about those guys you're facing and staring down.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh wait a minute, this guy's just he is not who he appears to be up there. And I thought he lost a little bit of an edge. One of my pitching coaches was Bob Gibson. He's the first guy that ever brought that up to me. That he said, you don't ever talk to the other team. You don't want them to know anything about you.
Those days are gone.
Yeah.
2 down here. Andrew Vaughn, his first at bat. It's cool to think of, like, young. We were showing shots of Mizorowski. He's in the dugout. He's not going to pitch in the All-Star game, but he gets to go and be a part of it. Skeens isn't going to pitch. He gets to go. On the ground. They get to play with and get to know guys they grew up rooting for. Leadoff on Peacock is brought to you by Ford. Ready, set, Ford. By Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Prime. Fast, free delivery on millions of items. It's on Prime. Great Dave Parker wore both these uniforms in his outstanding Major League career. Both these teams celebrate their histories. Jason Kendall there, that's a good one. Andrew McCutchen, one of the all-time most popular Pirates players. And Dave Parker, man, he was fearsome. He was intimidating. You take that sledgehammer in the on-deck circle. He's sort of sending a message as you get ready to hit.
Yeah, I think Stargell might have been the first guy to start that here in Pittsburgh. Of course, Parker and Stargell, longtime teammates back in the 70s. Yeah, Tink's uniform.
Yeah, one of the great stylish pitching motions of all time.
Rubber Band Man used to play that song when he'd take the mound.
It's the all-time perfect warm-up song for a pitcher. Tyler Callahan, who did come into the game for defense. Pirates made some changes in the top of the 7th, so he'll have his first at bat of the day. Pirates have a 14-2 lead. They're going to sweep this series. They're going to be over 500 for the first time at the All-Star break in a decade. Callahan on one pitch is retired. Well,
yeah, we get to see Jacob Gonzalez for the first time in a Pirate uniform.
Yeah, a brand new, but both these teams have made some trades. I promise we'll revisit the promo for the. I'm excited about the Odyssey, but nobody gets in the way of us introducing Jacob Gonzalez to Pittsburgh. He was having a kind of a career resurgence. That's not really even the word for it, because he had changed his approach with the White Sox, got himself to the big leagues, and found himself traded just a couple days ago.
Yeah, well, it wasn't all that long ago. Just a few years, I think. He was a number 15 overall draft pick.
Yeah. Was having tons of strikeout problems in the minor leagues, changed his swing, and was having a huge year in AAA. And now he's going to get an opportunity with the Pirates on a team where their regular shortstop is out until September. Connor Griffin's not going to be back for a long while. A couple other guys are hurt. He's got a chance to help a good team.
Well, you think about anytime a guy is in AAA and you're putting up numbers and he's trying to break back in with the big league club, and there's just no opportunity there. The White Sox have been doing outstanding. So suddenly Friday he's traded over with Brandon Eisert and finds himself in a big league game in a Pirates uniform.
It's a little pop up to short. 2 down. Well, we teased it there. On July 17th, just days away, the new film The Odyssey, written and directed by the great Christopher Nolan. Action epic, the first movie shot entirely with IMAX film and cameras. The epic arrives in theaters this Friday. Get your tickets now. The Odyssey, different sort of seafaring story than those guys.
They're up there pretty much every game.
Yeah,
every game.
Fixtures.
They put the outfits on and in that same spot.
Auditioning for Christopher Nolan's next film, maybe.
The Crow's Nest.
Yeah, they're definitely in the Crow's Nest, way up there.
I like it.
Right behind the retired 21 batter.
Everybody around here wants that to happen. The great Roberto Clemente. We've got a Clemente Day. We celebrate Clemente and his unbelievable contributions to the game on and off the field. The Clemente Award, one of the highest honors that any player could be given.
Tim, you were saying earlier that you've been over that museum a couple of times. It is something else. It's beautiful.
It's amazing. And the access to into his life is on display, and it is fantastic. Anytime someone's in Pittsburgh, they need to stop what they're doing and make sure they visit the Clemente Museum.
Strikeout for Wilson, and we are.
We did it, bro.
Drafted last year by the Brewers and got to see his brother selected to the same organization yesterday. Trey said he did see the video of Brady's reaction to him being drafted by the Brewers. He said he knew Brady was crying on FaceTime, but he didn't know everything else that was going on in the background until his mom showed him the video later. Trey said, "I'm speechless. It's just an honor to be back on the same team as him. All the years of us competing against each other and trying to make each other better. To see his reaction was just beautiful."
That's a pretty cool story. Eighth inning, 14-2 Pirates over those Brewers. Player development, drafting, developing, identifying talent, doing things a little differently has become a bedrock of this Brewers franchise.
I think that's interesting, Tim, what you were telling me earlier, that they seek out guys that throw right but hit left.
Well, I don't know if that's the exact thing.
But that's one of the kind of things that they're.
Well, they're big on versatility.
Yeah.
And if you have a guy that throws right and bats left, you can kind of plug them anywhere. Mm-hmm. And you mix that with speed and athleticism. But when it comes to the Eagles, it's a baseball family. Their dad, the third base coach for the Dodgers. They train with Bryce Terang in the offseason. Like that kind of stuff, that's word of mouth. Because then you start fact checking. What do you got on this guy? What's his background? And suddenly the pedigree is there, the work ethic is there, and then it's a no-brainer to go, you know what, let's make a really good headline here. Because now you got two guys, brothers, that know each other, they're going to push each other, and they're accountable.
Ground ball to first. Salas playing over there now. Yelich is retired, one away. Terang in the on-deck circle. Caroline's got more on Bryce. She talked to Bryce before the game. Caroline?
I did. I talked to him before the game and in the clubhouse earlier this morning when he told me more about his relationship with Trey. He actually FaceTimed him last night, said Trey was celebrating at In-N-Out when he got the call from Bryce. But the two worked together with the same trainer in California, which meant that Trey had the opportunity to work alongside Bryce 5 days a week for 4 months. Trey also said that Bryce would come to his high school practices sometimes and they would talk until they were the last two people there. So safe to say, Trey is also excited to join the same organization as Bryce, who he said is like a brother to him in addition to his brother Brady.
It's like the most Southern California thing you could ever do. Celebrating it in and out.
It doesn't get much better than that.
A little line drive from Churio that'll get down into right center field, base hit. Well, it's kind of a unique thing to get drafted twice by the same team, by the same franchise. Notable players who that has happened for include the guy sitting to my right.
Yeah, yeah, these are all synonymous, Dave.
Yeah. Brandon Sproat, Jake Mangum, Tim Dillard. They liked you so much they drafted you again, even after you turned them down the first time.
Yeah, drafted me as a catcher, and then I went to junior college for a year, and they drafted me as a catcher, and then right before the 2003 draft, they were like, hey, we're going to sign you. We want to sign you as a pitcher. And I was like, what? To me, that was like the easy way out. I was like, I want to be a catcher, man. But they were like, we think you'll have a long career as a pitcher. And 18 professional seasons later, I guess they were right. But, man, there's nothing better than being a catcher. But that prepared me for the life that I was going to have in this baseball world, standing on the mound.
That was probably their way of saying, we don't think you can hit.
Yeah, that's exactly the way they said it. They were like, we think you can pitch better than you can hit. In fact, we know it. And I was like, yeah, that hurts.
So you had never pitched before?
I was a junior in high school, and I had caught everybody for tryouts. And my coach asked, hey, what do you think? And I'm like, I think I'm going to pitch. I just wanted to win so bad. I didn't know much about pitching, and I was like, I feel like I can compete. And I always loved Randy Johnson. I wanted to be a right-handed Randy Johnson, so I kind of did a three-quarter type delivery because I just hated batting against righties that threw sinkers in. So that's all I did. And I hit a lot of people. I probably got some records sprinkled around in amateur and a couple in professional baseball as well, just because, yeah, like to throw as hard as I can and let the ball move.
Turang fouls that one off. 18 years later. There's a good shot of your pitching motion. Look at that.
Yeah.
You struck out Kyle Tucker to set the all-time Nashville Sound strikeout record.
Yeah, he's probably thinking about that at bat right now.
You just kind of let that ball run a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well, last 11 years of my career, I was sidearm and basically a two-pitch pitcher. Just
I was going to say, you didn't throw like that as a catcher.
No. Well, I had to compromise. My dad, who played in the big leagues and taught me everything I know about baseball, when I wanted to be a catcher at 5 years old, he taught me the right way to throw it.
That one hit to deep right field by Turang, and it is gone up into those bleachers above the Clemente wall. So in kind of a lost day for the Brewers, Bryce Turang hits his 14th of the year. It's 14-4.
Kind of a no-doubter halfway up the stands. Take a little bit of the sting out of the afternoon.
You know, you talk to the folks. He played for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. You talk to the people who were around that team, and they say he hit for as much power in batting practice as any of those big famous sluggers on Team USA. It shows up in games. It's showing up more frequently here, but he's got a ton of power in there. He's not a big guy.
Well, I think one of the disappointments in this series, besides the Pirates playing so well and the Brewers coming up short, but is they didn't get a chance to have batting practice because of all the rain. Tarp was on, got rained out game 1, and I love watching Bryce Turang take batting practice. It's such a smooth swing, and he absolutely obliterates the baseball. He hits it as far as anybody, and it looks more relaxed than anybody else as well.
And then he gets in the game, he starts hitting line drives to left.
That's just a ploy, because then it's like, all right, later in the ball game, when you make a mistake, I'm going to turn and burn.
He can put a show on here with the river right there.
Yeah,
all the guys will get here, and they're left-handed, have power. It's like a challenge in batting practice to get one over the fence.
See if you can get one all the way out into the Allegheny.
Yeah, I was looking forward to watching him and Bowers swing for the fences a little bit in batting practice.
At Ace, no matter how you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Here's the catcher Sanchez, 8th inning, 2 runs in, base hit for Bowers. After the mound visit, you know, Oracle Park, you get balls that do get hit every once in a while on the fly into San Francisco Bay. This is the only other park where anything like that is even possible. It's harder to do. It's a bigger gap between the backside of the bleachers. There's a big wide walkway leading down to the Allegheny River.
I think you have to go like 448 or something like that to get it into the water on the fly. You got to really hit it, but it can be done. We've had one home run. Pedro Alvarez, who the Brewers know very well. He hit one into a boat here one time. Landed in a boat. And Brownie and I did the open the next day from the boat. It was kind of fun to do.
That was pretty fun.
But yeah, there's a long list of guys that have made it into the Allegheny. We keep track of even the ones that just roll in.
Yeah.
But not too many on the fly. It's a tough thing to do.
I bet you Bryce Turang could do it.
Yeah, I'm sure he could
do it.
I think the shocking part is he's just not big when you think of power hitter and for distance and exit velocity. But he lets it fly. What about O'Neal Cruz? Surely he's put some.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's got that silly power.
I think O'Neal Cruz might still have the record for all-time hardest hit ball in the StatCast era.
Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes he gets into those, you know, little runs where he's having a hard time putting the ball in play. But when he's clicking, get everybody out of the infield. It is incredible to watch.
In the dirt. I mean, this Pirates team, credit to everybody around this organization. They're just so much deeper than they have been. You get O'Neal Cruz out, Spencer Horwitz, good player, starting player, out. Connor Griffin, the phenom shortstop, out. Andy Rodriguez, who is catching a lot of games, out. That's a ball to Sanchez.
With a healthy team, it's quite a lineup.
Yeah. And we've got 14 on the board anyway without those guys. All right. Balls in the water. That's Darrell Ward. There's Pedro.
In the boat. There we go. That's the one that was in the boat.
And that was Josh Bell.
Yeah, Josh Bell, he hit some monster blast.
O'Neal Cruz also. That's the list on the fly.
Now, one of the longest home runs hit here, out beyond the bullpens, there's a little bar area out there called Fatheads. That used to be a security building. Sammy Sosa hit one on top of that roof.
Wow. Base hit toward the gap in left center. That's going to score another run for the Brewers. And Mitchell will end up in second with a double.
Just one out.
Only one out. We've had a 10-run inning in this game.
Bullpen is in action right now.
So Kelly, you had a scoreless 7th inning. A much different story here in the 8th.
Well, one thing the Brewers are good at is if they score 4 runs. That's kind of been their magic number. Right now they're 49-8. Depending on this one comes out, but 2 of those 8 games, one of them was game 1 in this series, and who knows what's going to happen in this one.
Murph could be the slowest walk to the mound in all of baseball.
Seriously. He's a nice, young, healthy guy.
And
he could crawl out there faster.
It kind of, in a way, kind of cuts down on how long they'll let him be out because there's a clock on him.
All right, they're breaking up the meeting. T-Mobile, America's best network, connects you to America's pastime.
It was kind of neat watching those balls go in the river. The very first one, the trees out there were about knee high.
And look at them.
Yeah, now they're. Time flies.
This ballpark was opened in 2001, I believe.
Yep.
Just cross the Clemente Bridge and you're right in downtown. One of the jewels of the game, PNC Park, and it's great that they've got a good team this year. Comebacker. And a little bluff toward third, and then the throw. Get the out when you're up 14-5, 2 down.
Don't throw at the third. Little bluff is fine, but get the out.
Yeah. Now 2 down. And the shortstop Ortiz.
I mean, it is your ERA. You don't want to let the guy just jog home, but you don't want any rundowns or anything like that.
Well, it's definitely the right move. Game kind of speeds up on you, and a guy that really sees a lot of pitches, suddenly first pitch to Sal Frelick, it's back at you, and that is kind of your instinct. You're like, I got to make sure I hold this guy here. I'm not sure the 2 or 3 steps towards third helped out, but still had plenty of time to go to first.
1-1. Still throwing 98 miles an hour. He's got a live arm.
Everybody that comes out of a bullpen nowadays, it seems like, throws 98. A lot of big arms in those pins.
And the amazing thing is, if you don't locate and mix and match, it doesn't impress big league hitters. 98, 99, they're on you.
Yeah, if that's what you got, they'll turn it around. You better be able to do a few other things,
especially if it's straight.
In the air, right center field. That's Cook out there now, and he'll catch it for out number 3. Brewers get 3, but they're still down big. Skeens was the starter. That's almost like a footnote, although in the big picture he pitched great. Mizorowski was supposed to go, and the Brewers definitely missed not having him. 4 in the second, 10 in the fourth for the Pirates. 10 runs in the fourth inning. Second time this year that the Pirates have scored 10 runs in an inning. But this century, I mean, it shows you how improved this Pirates offense is. We're in 2026. This century, it's only happened 5 times. 2 of them this year, a 10-run inning. Cook takes the at-bat here against Wilson, who's going to try to get the final 3 outs on the mound for the Brewers, barring a miraculous all-time comeback. Hey. 0-2.
Yeah, if the Brewers win this one, they'll talk about it for long after we're gone.
Yes.
That would be quite a 9th inning.
Strike 3 to Cook. He goes down swinging. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. They've already hit more home runs, the Pirates have, this year than they did all of last season. And there's so many ways you can sort of,
by that.
I mean, there's so many ways you can capture how much this offense has improved, but that's a pretty good one. It's July 12th. They've had
the All-Star break.
They've hit more home runs than they did all last year as a team.
I think a lot of times when you're putting a roster together, you have hopes and expectations. I hope this guy can do this. I hope this guy can do this. Manager Don Kelly talking about Lau. We're like, well, we didn't know what we were going to get. We didn't know what kind of defense we were going to get. And now he's looking around going, we got some guys that can play defense. They're starting to put it together. And we got guys that are having good years. And if you're going to have a good run as a team, you got to have multiple guys have their best year. And a lot of times that's what gets you into the playoffs. And I think for this Pittsburgh Pirates team, they got 3 or 4 guys that are having their year right now.
And they, because of that, they're also overcoming some key injuries. It has, in a way, it's been tough with the injuries, but on the other side of it, the fact that you got guys having these big years, you feel fortunate because you don't notice the injuries.
That was our ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Call was correct. Yeah, I think it's a good point. I mean, when everybody gets healthy, they're going to have some tough calls to make. Who gets the at-bats? That's a good problem to have.
It will be, you know, as always, though, I mean, this is an old cliche. These things always work themselves out, you know. And I've seen it so many times. What are they going to do when this guy comes off the IL? And then he finally comes off, and sure enough, somehow there's a spot that's been made for him.
Base hit for Gonzalez. Those are 3 really good, talented players putting up good numbers. I mean, Cruz and Horwitz both over 800 OPS. I mean, those are like all-star kind of numbers. Connor Griffin, just maybe the most talented young guy, just turned 20 years old this year. That torn finger tendon. He's going to be out for a while.
Our best all-round player. I mean, when you think of offense, defense, base running, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's stealing bases left and right.
Not much he can't contribute.
20 years old. Was it Skeens who, when he turned 20 on his birthday, had the bounce house brought into the clubhouse?
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty good. Ozuna's behind in the count 0-2.
It's hard to believe, but Skeens brings a lot to this team besides the unbelievable pitching out there. He knows, you know, I think when to say something in that clubhouse. He knows how to keep the clubhouse light. He's very respected.
Yeah, I saw the interview when he was talking about teammate Ryan O'Hearn's day with the home runs and the 10 RBIs, and he's just deadpanning what a selfish player this guy is.
He knows home runs kill rallies.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. Ozuna goes down, 2 down.
You know, and it also speaks to depth, right? There's a lot of teams that think they have depth, and then when they're tested, they realize they don't. And their Pirates are being tested already halfway through the season, and they're finding out what kind of depth they have. Usually most teams find out later in the year, man, we didn't have it.
On the ground, fair ball. Backhanded by Vaughn. His throw is low, but a nice pick over there at first by Bowers. Out number 3. Last chance for the Brewers when we come back. Pittsburgh.
Yes, they are. That was one of the early ones too, up there in that condo, apartment, whatever that is, up there in the corner across the river.
Now it's got to stay there forever.
Yeah, I can't take it down now. Bad luck.
I'd like to live up there, look down into the ballpark.
Quite a view, yeah.
Another new Pirate. Isert to Andrew Vaughn, deep center field, and caught on the run by Cook. One out here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, both these teams are probably going to be active in the trading department,
so.
you would think. And
yeah.
There will be some more changes before the end of the month.
Now a pinch hitter for Yelich. Luis Lara, young guy, talented guy.
Another one of those young players. Let's see, he's 22, isn't he? Something like that.
Got his first major league hit this week. He'll never forget that one.
Get called up, and he's not a big guy either. 5'7", 170. Switch hitter. Can play anywhere in the outfield, fast. But I think the biggest thing is he had more walks in AAA than strikeouts. They really love his swing decisions and watch his at bats. I know it's just going to be one here, but very comfortable in the batter's box, and you don't see that a lot from young guys.
59 wins, leading the division, and almost by consensus now, I think the Brewers have the #1 farm system in baseball. They have
keep pumping them out.
So many talented young guys who still are down there.
Well, only team in baseball too with 3 players 22 or younger. So you got Cooper Pratt, who has yet to be shown in this game, Luis Lara here, and then Jackson Chourio.
Not afraid to push the talented kids to the big leagues quick. Oh, that's a ball. So that was exactly what you were talking about with Lara. Draws a walk. This was earlier this week in St. Louis. Just pulled it right on through, his first career hit.
Yeah, scored a couple runs, and he was like, give me that ball. He wasn't even worried about the hit. He was getting the second on the throw. So he's definitely a baseball mind.
Hey! Strike one to another one of the Brewers' young guys. It's hard to, sometimes you forget that Jackson Chourio is so young because he came up to the big leagues. He was 20.
Yeah, couldn't partake in the festivities and all of their playoff wins.
Well, you know, as a team or an organization, if you're going to be more than like a one-year wonder type thing, if you're a smaller organization like Milwaukee, like Pittsburgh, that pipeline of young players has to keep flowing. Because that makes the future look bright, even though, no matter what you're doing right now. And they've already proven that they can win year after year, and yet they still have these 22-year-olds on the team. It's a pretty amazing thing.
Pirates turn 2, and a fitting way to end the ball game. A nice turn up the middle. Isert just joined this team. And we're going to wait and make sure. The Brewers asking for a second, but they won't be challenging. The ball game's over. The Pirates win a doubleheader yesterday. They come back on Sunday, final game before the All-Star break, and just pound away at one of the best pitching staffs in baseball, 14-5 in the final.
And the Pirates, they talked about for the last week or so that this is a huge series. They got to do something, or they're going to fall way too far behind. And by do something, it's tough to say sweep, but that was part of the talk. And they've pulled it off. Yesterday, the doubleheader was huge for them to win both of those games. Those were well-fought games, one-run ball games. Today, they just came out and swung the bats.
Yeah, I think after you win a series in one day, I think you could just tell by their swings today how relaxed they were and confident that they're a good ball club, and they proved it again today. This is not in keeping with what we've seen from the Brewers, but what they do in these kind of blowouts is they have little moments. They got guys some work in different positions. I thought the pitching staff and the bullpen, Wilson, Yo,